Hello everyone and welcome to episode 47 of the Group Ironman series. I thought I'd start this episode off by getting a wood cutting level as I was extremely close to it at the end of the last episode, but that's not what's really special. Is if I click off this, that is also 1875 total level, highest total level in the group I think, and an absolute massive total level to get. I'm actually going to start this video with something I'm hoping to do a lot of in the future, which is raiding. We have a raid right now, and it is just going to be a duo right now. Dark World Order is on, but I think he just woke up, and he doesn't want to do it as he just woke up. But I will be doing it with a Lonescape, and hopefully we can get something.
40? Oh, we did Deathless.
We did a Deathless, nice.
Oh.
Jeez.
No loot though.
Yeah.
Not for me at least.
Jeez, no loot for me.
Okay, I think he's dead. Yep, he's dead.
Anything?
No, white.
Wait, late. Yep. The new personal best, though, we shaved off 3 minutes. And it was a
Yeah.
harder raid. It was a harder raid. Keep that in mind. Unfortunately, no purples from those raids, but getting 2 deathless raids back to back after we haven't raided in a decent bit of time, I am very happy with that, and hopefully we can get more people to join us in the future, because it really is a lot of fun. With those raids out of the way, it's time to focus on the meat of this video, which is getting my construction level up. We may do some raids later, and I really hope we do, but for now, I'm going to go ahead and focus on turning my teak logs into teak planks, which I'm probably going to use the Butler method, so I actually have to go get a Butler. Before I get a Butler though, one thing I have to do is go ahead and make a bed for him, and what better bed than one of the nicest beds in the game. It's not quite the gilded bed, but honestly it'll do, and I guess I have to make one for myself as well. Now that we have some nice beds, if I just go ahead and talk to this demon butler, I always like how he has blue text, and honestly kind of reminds me of a private server. I know it's not a good thing, but it's just very different. It's the only thing in the game that has blue text. Very, very weird. Before I start making any planks, one thing I do want to get out of the way though is go ahead and build a servant's money bag. This means my servant will automatically get paid and it won't interrupt my plank making, so this is very nice. Speaking of money though, I don't have a lot of it. I need 8.6k planks. I have the number somewhere, but this is not enough coins, so I kind of have an idea before we resort back to Alk Agility that might get me a little bit of money. So here is my plan for a little bit of money. I went ahead and went through my entire bank, out most of the junk items I could find, and then the high quantity of junk items I'm going to go ahead and sell to Martin. I'm hoping I make a decent chunk of change here, as there is a lot of items like 67k mithril arrows, 34k adamant arrows, 15k lantern lens, 10k gold bars, and I'm not going to sell all of it. For example, I probably won't sell any of the javelin heads and the longbows because I will try to out most of these, but I just want to have them here just in case. So let's see what this can all turn into. So I've sold everything now, and as you can see, I've got a decent chunk of change. About 900k-ish is what I got from selling everything. Honestly, I expected a little bit more, but I'm pretty happy with that. 4.4 mil is a decent amount of money. However, I will still need a little bit more. Even if it's not all for planks, I definitely want some extra to build some things in my house. So it looks like we'll at least do a little bit of Alk Agility. Scratch that last statement. I just did a little bit of Alk Agility, got myself 400 amylase crystals, and now I'm just going to go ahead and trade Doug because he actually has a lot of cash right now. So 3 mil from him. He says he has 24 mil or something like that, so I don't feel too bad about making this exchange. Appreciate it, Doug.
Yep.
And now we definitely have enough for Mahogany Homes.
Hey, have fun with that.
So with that extra money, I'm going to go ahead and slap 1 mil into the money bag, and then I am going to go ahead and start using the Butler and see how many planks I can make per hour. I think it's around 6k, but we'll find out. If you're curious how this method works, I'll go ahead and show it off to you guys. Go ahead and use my teak logs on the bank, and I'm unnoted. Head to my house. The Demon Butler is going to be in the exact same place every single time. Go ahead and give him a chat. I have the options already to take to the sawmill. Go through the chat options, convert the planks, and then we just head back to Sears. Like I said, I think it's around 6,000 planks per hour converted, so this should only take around an hour. After a decent bit of plank making, we now have ourselves a bit over 9,000 planks, so a bit over our goal, but it's good to get more than less. So now all we have to do is do a lot of Mahogany Homes. Now Mahogany Homes takes you all over the map, so I figured let's go get something that makes it a little easier to get around the map. What better way to travel is there than cross-country skiing? We really are going to be taken all over the map, and I really enjoy these skis that came out with the most recent birthday update from Old School, so that was absolutely awesome. 15 levels, So enjoy the compilation of a lot, and I mean a lot, of mahogany homes. And finally, the construction grind is finished. I go ahead and talk to her. That is going to be 85 construction. A very big level, and I think it's also a clan shout out, but it makes it very easy to boost for a maxed house. So yeah, now we can go ahead and start working on a maxed house. But before I do any of that, I did get 1.4k reward points, so let's go ahead and spend that on supply crates. I'm just going to go ahead and buy the supply crates just because the Amy saw is literally just a cosmetic saw that you can wear, and the Hosidious blueprints I think is just like a recolor for your house. Both of those don't really help. The plank sack actually helps, and the carpenter actually increases my XP per hour. So yeah, supply crates. Is there like a way to buy? Okay, there is a way to buy multiple. Can I just buy all 56? It looks like I have to buy all of these as one, so enjoy the opening. And that is 56 supply crates, I believe. Honestly, the soft clay, pretty decent. I don't really care for the bolts of cloth and the limestone bricks, so I'm pretty happy that I got a low amount of those. Pretty fair amount of steel bars, but the planks, I'm pretty underwhelmed. I guess you can't expect a bunch of planks. It's just to help recoup a little bit of the cost. So I suppose it's not that bad. Like, it is some, but if I were to complain about anything, definitely just a higher quantity of planks. I actually have no idea what I need to max out my house. I know it's going to be quite expensive, and I know there's going to be a lot of like specific items like jewelry, maybe some things for the fairy ring, the spirit tree, the occult altar eventually. This is what my house looks like right now. Literally, I've only built the rooms needed for the diaries, I think, and then the 2 rooms for the Demon Butler. So I'll see you guys once I basically have a blank template for the house. I've been creating a lot of rooms, and I think I pretty much have the setup I want. I did actually change it up a bit from my main account, as I was using that as a reference. Basically, the 2 rooms that I'm missing is a skill hall and an altar, but I don't really see too much use for them right now, as if I'm training prayer, I'll be using the wilderness altar or probably the ectofungus to that way I can charge my bone crusher. And a skills hall is kind of just cosmetic, it doesn't actually have any use. But I have built every room that I believe has a use. I definitely could be wrong about a few of them. So it's time to start filling in the pieces here. And I think I'll start with one of the most important ones, which is the Ornate Rejuvenation Pool. I'm not going to be starting with the Ornate Rejuvenation Pool because the reason I got 85 construction is that way I can T-boost most of the items except for the Portal Nexus. So I should start with the kitchen first. I have no idea what I'm going to need for a lot of this. It does look like I am going to need 2 gold leaves. Actually, maybe I only need the teak shelf 1. Let me actually check that. Just to save a bit of money, I think I will go for teak shelves 1. I do need teak shelves 2 for the +3 boost, but with a +2 boost and a crystal saw, I can make the ornate pool, and I'll just spicy stew boost for the portal nexus and the jewelry box. So there we are. Now that I have the crystal saw and the tea, let's just go ahead and drink the tea. That's our +2 boost. With the saw, we should be able to make our ornate rejuvenation pool. Very nice to get that. Next up, I think I'll go ahead and start with the jewelry box, which means I will need a +3 boost, so I will have to use some of my orange stew. I've gathered the supplies for the first jewelry box. Unfortunately, for the fancy and the ornate jewelry box, I actually need more combat bracelets and more ring of wealths. However, I think Doug helped me with the hookup, and I'll show you guys. I had a lot of loop halves lying in my bank, and Doug had 10 teeth halves, so he went ahead and gave them to me, and I was able to make 8 crystal keys. which, funny enough, should be the exact amount of dragon souls I need in order to upgrade my jewelry box to the max. So we'll just go ahead and use these. Also, the runite bars and other loot you can get is nice. Oh, we can even get even more loot paths. I forgot that was even possible. So yeah, we should be good on dragon stones now. I got the boost, so if we just go ahead and head to our house now. And upgrade our pool. We are now able to make an ornate. Looking at it, the Portal Nexus is just way too expensive for me right now. So I think I'll go for the Marble Portal Nexus, which I can't even afford currently. I'll do a little bit of agility alching, 4 marble blocks, and I should be able to make that. But before we do that, let's focus on some of the other things like the Spirit Tree and the Fairy Ring. I now have everything for both the Fairy Ring and the Spirit Tree, none of which is really too much of a problem. I have plenty of Spirit Saplings in my bank, and this Fairy Ring is really easy. I think this is the allocation I kind of want to do it. I think the Fairy Ring is more useful than the Spirit Tree on average, just because it can go to more locations. Plus, I think my best method to get to my house infinitely would be to quest point cape to a fairy ring, and then fairy ring to my house. So that is very nice that I technically have a budget construction cape, like infinite teleports to my house. But we will eventually get the construction cape, but this is pretty decent for now. I now have everything for the combat dummy, so that is very nice. It'll be very good for like an ancient mace attack, or just trying to figure out my max hit in a certain setup. Obviously, I do need to upgrade it to get the other benefits. But I also grabbed enough stuff for 2 more things. Ooh, don't want to remove any rooms. Want to go ahead and build a bookcase. That way I can get things like the Torrens Lair book if I ever need to enchant more salves. And also the Mythic Cape, just so I have that in the house. One of the last upgrades that I can actually afford to put in my house currently would be the Infinite Dig Site Teleport. And you actually get it here from the Curator. You just ask him how do you get a medallion with all of this in your inventory. Yes. And then you get yourself a Curators Medallion, and I'll show you how to use that. With the Curators Medallion, and I also had to get myself a gold leaf, I can go ahead and make a mounted dig site teleport, which is infinite charges to the dig site, which is very nice for my birdhouse runs. I also got the supplies for one other thing I can build, which is right here at the repair space, which is the armor easel or armor stand, which is very nice for repairing Barrow's gear. It's a lot cheaper than running to Bob and paying him. But other than that, that's basically all I can do. I do eventually want to build an altar. I probably want to start with the lunar altar, since getting to the ancient altar isn't too bad with the Camulet, and getting to the dark altar isn't too bad with the quest cape. So I feel like the lunar island is the most annoying place to get to for me currently. And then eventually the occult altar, but I will work towards that slowly. And then the big one is the portal nexus, which I am going to get in this episode, but I currently can't afford it. I can afford 2 marble blocks right now, and I think I need 4 marble blocks. So it is time to actually go ahead and do some alch agility like I wanted to do in the beginning. I've been doing alch agility for a while now, and I am about to get 75 agility right here. It's a very nice level to get, but I mainly did it for the money. That's definitely enough for me to at least build the portal nexus, so let's go ahead and buy some marble blocks and make that. Okay, we got all of the marble blocks now. Now we can go ahead and build the portal nexus. This first tier of portal nexus, I have to admit, isn't amazing and it only holds 4 slots, but I'm pretty sure I know which 4 teleports I want to do. Luna Island is definitely going to be one of them. Can I just like click on it, save and close, confirm. And the second one I was thinking about for a little bit. I'm not 100% on this one, but I think I am going to just go ahead and do Camelot. So go ahead and drag that over for slot 2 out of the 4. It looks like it will not use the Dust Battle stuff and will use my actual runes. And then that's 2 out of the 4 teleport slots taken. And the last 2 are going to be a grind. If you know the Portal Nexus well, one of the most OP things about it is you can do the infinite salt teleports from the Making Friends in My Arm quest. So I have to get 1,000 casts of each, and yes, I know not to turn them into the actual teleport, as that would be a very bad idea. So, time to enter the salt mines. Now, if you're doing the basalt grind for the Portal Nexus yourself, you'll notice that these things aren't actually noted, and if you did want to note them, all you have to do is use them on Snowflake right above the salt mines. That way you don't have to just bank every single inventory, because that would be a pain. Finally, I am finished with all of the salt needed for the POH. This has taken a very long time. I would guess around 5 hours, But I wanted to record this here instead of actually inside the house to kind of show how I'm going to get to my house from now on until I have a construction cape. It's honestly pretty fast just with the quest point cape. Right click the teleport, and then you're right next to a fairy ring. And if you're curious, it's fairy ring DIQ to get into the house. Pretty easy to remember if you think about it. And this is the product of my house so far. Actually pretty decent. I know it's not perfect. There's definitely a lot to be added to it. But honestly, this is pretty close to a maxed house, everything considered. We have the armor repair stand for barrows. We have the infinite teleports of the mythical cape. We have the combat dummy. We have the ornate jewelry box, the ornate pull. And we're going to have 4 very important teleports in my portal nexus. I have every costume room. I have a maxed out kitchen, except for the shelves, as we are quite low on money. But all in all, I'm very proud of it. And one final thing I would like to do is go into the configure. And the last 2 things I want to do is add the Troll Stronghold and the Weiss teleports for the 4 slots. I will eventually, once I get the money to upgrade this Portal Nexus, upgrade it to the 2nd and 3rd tier. The 2nd tier unlocks 4 more teleports, so I'm not 100% what I want to add. I'm thinking Barrows is probably a good option. Probably also Waterbirth Island for DKs, but I'll think of some. And if you guys in the comments have any good suggestions for teleports to unlock first, let me know. Carol's probably a good one for Cannabis, but not 100%, but I do think these 4 that I have unlocked are going to be the most important, and I am very glad to get that done. And that is kind of going to be it for this house. I'm very proud of how much we've gotten done with this house. It's not perfect, as I said, but this is honestly very, very close to a maxed house. Comparing it to my main, like, I'm very proud of how much we've gotten done in this episode. As I've stated, and as you can see here, we still are very low on money, though. This is all of my money, no money in Kingdom or anything like that. I know some of my team has money, but I don't like to ask for too much, and I can honestly make money on my own through something like Slayer, which I should probably get back into soon. It's been a decent break since I've last done Slayer. Unlocking things like the Occult and the Dragon Hunter Lance will probably be a worthwhile investment for going back into Slayer. However, there is one thing I want to get done before I do any Slayer, which is going to be my first Elite Achievement Diary, which I will be getting done in the next episode. If you want to see that, make sure you subscribe, and if you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave it a like, and I'll see you guys then.